to this orientation session on the Sociology Optional subject, and very happy to see all these bright faces. And I'm assuming you're here because you want to choose Sociology as an optional or as a weapon in your ultimate battle or war against the civil services. So congratulations for thinking about Sociology, and let's have a clarity on whether Sociology is the right ammunition or the weapon for clearing the civil services examination or not. So I would divide our session on two basically line. First is, why should we opt for Sociology optional subject? This is number one, we will discuss over it. And then second is, if we have make up our mind to opt for Sociology option, why to join it next year? There are many institutions also which are engaged into the training of Sociology, so why next year? So our session will revolve around these two dimensions or aspects, right? So सबसे पहले, you must have a question that in civil services examination, there are somewhere around 48 optional subjects offered by UPSC, right? And out of these 48 subjects, majority of them are literature, like Sanskrit literature, Hindi literature, Santhali literature and all. So out of 48 optional subjects, why should I choose Sociology as an optional subject in this examination? So first thing first, whenever life gave us choices, we always have some confusion and dilemma. Again, we have no confusion about who should be our parents, because there is no choice for that. We have no confusion about who should be our siblings, brother and sister, because there is no choice for that. But confusion occur when we have to choose our friends. Confusion occur when we have to choose our marriage partner, because that is where we have to make choice. So it is always said that whatever choice you make, again, over a period of time, you started feeling that I should have waited for some more time, right? So to ensure that this impression will not be received when you take a Sociology option, this is why we are organizing this session, right? So again, in choosing an optional subject, I believed you have to focus on this 5 aspects before choosing any optional subject, whether it is Sociology or any other optional subject in civil services. So as you know, civil service examination itself is a long basically process in itself. First there will be prelims, then there will be mains, then there will be personality test, and it took almost like 1 year. So in this 1 year period, you have to spend somewhere around 6 to 8 months exclusively with that optional subject. And you can spend time of that much duration only when you are having some genuine interest in that particular subject. So if you have friends who are having similar interests like you are also possessing, your company will go for longer duration. But if you have some basically people surrounding you whose interest does not matches with you, you would not like to spend more time with them. So first and foremost thing before choosing any optional subject is identifying your interest, that whether this optional subject is a interesting thing for you to cover, or it is just like any other monotonous needed reading subjects, right? So how to know whether I am interested in Sociology or any such optional subject? So to identify your interest, again you have to look around which optional subject has maximum overlap in your day-to-day life and understanding, because Sociology is one optional subject which used to claim that it is during your preparation and help you after your preparation also. So it is helpful आपके preparation के साथ भी और आपके preparation के बाद भी. कैसे? So when you have Sociology option subject and you qualify as a civil servant, again you are going to be a civil servant responsible for policy formulation. And to formulate a policy, the most important thing you need is the understanding of the society and the people. When British came to India, capture India, they have spent lot of funds to invite many of the scholars to come to India and study Indian society, so that they understand Indian society, and that will help in better governance of India, better ruling of India. So many of the early study of Indian society was actually done by the British administrators and scholars. So when we discuss, we'll refer them also. तो कैसे पता करें कि I am also having an interest in Sociology? So I generally say that Sociology is a basically thing which is everyone is having some overlap in their day-to-day life. In fact, if you ask your name also, there is a Sociology in it. When you see your name having a surname of your father, it is primarily governed from the societal aspect of patriarchy. So there is a name also which is having sociology into it. When you use language also and reference to the people also, there is a sociology into it, where when you meet for a person for the very first time, you will be very respectful to that person, referring to that person as aap only. But as and when you started knowing that person, you start calling him as tum and tu, and in future you will start scolding that person also. So your language manifests your manifestation of hierarchy in your mind, which is part of your society. In fact, when you see that when there was a lockdown period in India, poor people who are migrant laborers are migrating toward their village. Any sensible person looking from outside consider this basically action as very foolish or irrational. When railways are not there, when buses are not there, why these people are walking toward their village, that too in the scorching heat of May and June. But when you understand the sociology as an optional subject, you will easily identify that people of India are extremely religious. And during COVID time, they had a fear that if I die and there will be polythene bag in which my body will be basically carried and last rite is performed by some unfamiliar person, I will not go to heaven. So one of the major reason which one of the sociologists highlight is that people commitment toward basically performance of last rite after death. मतलब जिंदा रहते भी सोशोलॉजी है, जिंदा रहने के बाद, खत्म होने के बाद भी सोशोलॉजी है, इन द सेंस कि माई लास्ट राइट शुड बी प्रॉपरली परफॉर्म. अगर उसमें कोई एक आध कम हो गया रिचुअल तो आई माइट नॉट गेट द हेवन. एंड दूसरा रीजन है कि दे विल हैव मोर सिक्योरिटी. सिमिलरली यू ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व दैट why some of the regions of India has number of women are higher compared to men, especially the tribal region, and why we have lesser number of women in some of the North Indian state, what we called as sex ratio. कि अगर आप North India में देखोगे तो sex ratio is adverse to women, meaning less women are there compared to men. But go to Tamil Nadu, go to Kerala or any tribal area, the status of women is higher. So reason for that is primarily attributed to the sociological idea of patriarchy or matriarchy. Similarly, when you see that there is so much of poverty in India, despite of best efforts by the government of India, poverty refuses to eradicate. So why we can't eradicate poverty? When you read sociology, you understand the reasons for it, that there are one functions which is associated, set of function associated with poverty, and that ensure poverty continue. For example, if poverty is there, it is serving the utility to society by ensuring all the menial job is done in lower cost. India may, it will not be surprising to have a domestic house help in every house. But if you see that in America, you will not find. Why? Because America में poverty कम है, जिसके कारण wage rate ज़्यादा है. और wage rate ज़्यादा है तो people are not in a financial position to hire expensive domestic house help. On the contrary, India, you can get this job done in much cheaper price, and that is why we have poverty. Similarly, you have also a question associated with caste. कि why caste system continued since centuries in India and refuses to wither away or annihilate it. In fact, many people thought that when democracy will introduce in India, caste will automatically get annihilated. Because democracy as a principle believe into equality, caste as a principle believe into inequality. So caste and democracy are inconsistent. So they will not go hand in hand. But then when you read sociology, you will get an idea that caste is like a chameleon, which changes its form and appearance as and when there is a requirement. So in a democracy, what caste has done, caste has changed its form and started using democracy for its existence in the form of vote bank. So in India, you will understand the voting behavior if you understand the caste very well. There is a saying that people don't cast their vote, they vote their caste in India. And present election is a classic example where people were believing that caste is playing no role in election, they were later on have to modify their opinion. So caste still is an important factor. So these many things, if you see happening in your surrounding, again, you will identify, if you are interested into that, you will identify that your interests align with an optional subject, which is sociology. So if you are thinking about these aspects in your day-to-day life, that why a particular dressing pattern is followed on particular occasion, why a particular language is dominant in particular region, why tribals and the vulnerable sections are still suffering from many exploitation. All this is something which will you receive answer when you have sociology. So these are some of the questions, pertinent questions that help you to understand and gauge whether you are interested in option subject like sociology or not. क्योंकि 48 option subjects में से कोई भी आप चुन लेंगे, your selection is there if you put on the hard work. But एक study वो होगी where you are getting monotonous or bored by reading again same thing. दूसरी study वो होगी जिसमें you will be enjoying and having fun while learning new concept. So you have to take that decision that if you are choosing an optional subject which is based on your interest, you will have more fun along with your content building in that particular optional subject. So first and foremost thing before choosing an option is to identify the interest. तो interest आपका इन सारी चीजों से you will get easily identified. इसके अलावा भी general suggestion is that if you don't know what is their interest lies, read the NCERT of that subjects, basic NCERTs. That will help you to gauge which one is a subject which you are genuinely interested into. Read that, try to answer the question. If you are able to recall the meaning in one basically reading, definitely you are interested in that subject. So this is one. दूसरा criteria is to choose any option subject including sociology is the size of syllabus. See, we are here to compete in civil services examination. We are not here to do some PhD or research. So for that reason, the larger the syllabus size is going to be, the higher is the duration you have to spend with that subject. And that way, your interest also sometimes loosen when something is unnecessarily prolongated, it is affecting. Sociology is one subject which is having just 25 units, which is given straightforward, and rarely you will have any kind of surprise element into it. So syllabus of sociology is one of the shortest. We have provided you the syllabus, you can go through that. Each and everything is crystal clear without any ambiguity. So 25 units are there and 10 are in paper 1 and 15 are in paper 2. And these units will take somewhere around 100 lectures to be completed in our classes. So syllabus of sociology, if you compare with any other subjects, is one of the shortest. So that way you have another reason to opt for sociology. Third, many people look into whether syllabus is short, so syllabus is short of Santhali literature also. Should I opt for that as well, or should I opt for any other subject which is short? So second thing which is here as stand for is whether this subject has a potential for scoring high marks or not. Now it is quite ambiguous to say that option is scoring. Option never score. It is the candidate who appear in that optional subject scores. But still there are ample amount of guidance and the study material availability which facilitate and help in your scoring. So sociology is one option subject which is taught in almost all universities of India. And there is lot of research already been done on various aspects of sociology. So that way your job has been become much easier when it comes to prepare sociology as an optional subject, because whatever research which otherwise you would have to do has been already done. So now you have to just basically have that particular content memorize and reproduce while practicing your test series. So that way sociology is basically becoming very scoring in optional subject. And I am not just making it up because I am taking sociology option. UPSC data speak for itself. We have collected a number of subjects which has opted by candidate more than thousands in number. Meaning if you see the mains examination, which subject has more than 1000 candidate writing the mains. And one subject ki we have prepared a list, and I'll show you that list from the UPSC annual report, which is UPSC submit every year to president. This year it got delayed due to election. Otherwise we would have included that this year data also. But it clearly says that highest selection rate is of any optional subject in which more than 1000 student qualifying is basically to write mains is sociology. अब ये 1000 student क्यों लिया? Because मान लीजिए आपने किसी एक subject को लिया stand alone, उस एक ही इंसान ने एग्जाम दिया और वो लकीली सिलेक्ट हो गया तो 100% सिलेक्शन रेट आ जाएगा, विच शोज अ मिसनोमर, क्योंकि एक या दो बच्चे सिलेक्ट हो सकते हैं, बट 1000 में से 10% इज व्हाट द you can say success rate which is highest among the existing optional subject. So that is also one very strong reasons for you to opt for this optional subject. So this is what the data we have so far, that out of 1245 students appeared in the examination in the 2020 mains examination, 115 were finally selected, meaning they got some rank or the other in the final list, and the selection rate is 9.2. इसके पिछले साल 10%, इसके पिछले साल 10%, and again it is not very fluctuating. If you see, it is almost in the same range. On the contrary, if you compare it with other subject, the data should speak for itself, that again in all these subjects they are opted by more than 1000 of the aspirant who appear in mains. ये डेटा उनका है जो कम से कम 1000 लोगों ने मेंस लिखा है, उन सारे ऑप्शन का लिया है, एंड इसमें in every year sociology is highest. You can verify, you can cross check in the annual report also. In 2019 also it was highest, in 2018 also it was highest, and in fact sociology is one of the only optional subject which has given regularly or on constant basis double digit basically success rate. So that way one can safely assume that it is quite scoring. Even in years when sociology was not scoring, its score was not very less. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि 1% success rate or 5% success rate होगा. Every time you will find its success rate was somewhere around average. So that way you can say that it is also scoring in nature, and this should be a strong reason for anyone to opt for it. Also we have the other criteria which is overlap with GS. Now if I am preparing for the option subject, I have one thing in mind, that I should read that option subject which will help me in my preparation of essay, in my preparation of all 4 GS paper, and also in my preparation of personality test. The sociology optional syllabus what you are holding again is having lot of overlap with your GS paper. So entire Indian Society of GS paper 1 is from sociology itself. Again social justice paper 2 is entirely from sociology. In paper 3, 3 or 4 topic I'll show you are actually discussed in sociology itself. Paper 4 has ethics, and lot many ethical theories are derived from the sociological ideas itself. Along with that, sociology had played a central role in writing of your essay paper, because majority of the quotation are given in the examination nowadays are directly the sociologist quotation. So if you see some of the previous basically essay title, the titles are directly taken from sociologists, that history repeat itself first as a farce, then as a tragedy. This was a Karl Marx statement they have given. Similarly, poverty anywhere is threat to prosperity everywhere. This was made up from the idea of injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere by another social thinker. So you can understand that you will basically have a better nuance or understanding relating to writing essay as well as GS paper because of lot of overlap. So doing sociology, it will simultaneously help you to excel in other subject of UPSC preparation. Last but not the least, people are more concerned about the background. That do I need to have a background? Majority of the query is related to the question that, sir, I have no background in sociology. Should I opt for sociology as an optional subject? So let me tell you, the top 25 All India rank in 2023 result, 6 of them are sociology student, and out of these 6, 5 are engineering background student and 1 is a commerce background student. So you can yourself see that in fact if you don't have background in sociology, it is an added advantage for you, right? So that way you understand that background play no role, not just in sociology but for any option subject, and definitely not in sociology. Whether you have studied sociology in past or anything related to sociology in past or not, it will not have any impact whatsoever. So that way you have a strong reason to opt for sociology. Simply saying, sociology is just like Netflix of all the humanities subject. It has drama, it has suspense, it has all the basically documentaries related to your social life. And that way, one can have very strong reason to spend more quality time with this optional subject, because learning is one part, but learning along with having enjoyment and fun is also possible with sociology, because topics are contemporary. We see that topic happening in front of us. We need not to imagine when someone talk about caste system in India. We need not to imagine when someone talked about communalism in India. We need not to imagine when someone says political system work in India in different manner the way it work in America. So all these things are part and parcel of sociology, and we will be immensely enjoying the process of learning. So that is one part related to our discussion, that why we should choose sociology as an option subject in the examination. Remember, option subject is your game changer. It is just like choosing a marriage partner. If wrong marriage partner is chosen, you will destroy your life or you will become philosopher. So Aristotle says everyone should marry. If your wife or husband is good, you will enjoy your life. If your wife and husband is bad, you will become philosopher. So here choosing an optional subject should be done in a same manner, because in between the process of attempt, changing an optional subject is very painful, because you have spent time, energy and your blood and sweat to excel in that optional subject. So that is why take time, but once you have taken a decision, do not have any kind of doldrum or confusion into that. Sociology is one subject, even if you are taking randomly also based on some elder person advices, again you will not regret it as far as sociology subject is concerned. So this is something which is what I would like to bring to your notice. So one thing, why sociology? These are reasons enough to choose sociology as an option. Second part of our discussion is why we should join Next IS. So again, there are some reasons which differentiate us in our approach of taking sociology option from other institute, and that is where we are also experiencing some of the success in the form of our student getting good rank in the final list, right? So first and foremost thing, we have provided you syllabus. We will provide you on the first day of the class also. The provision or the basically reason for providing you syllabus is to ensure our answerability, that whatever written in the syllabus, everything will be not only discussed but properly dictated in the classroom. So first thing is exhaustive coverage of the syllabus. We will not leave anything which is given in the syllabus, rather we will discuss or write about things beyond the syllabus also. So that is something which we are committed to for the optional subject. You will not find that I have discussed something in the class, I have some of the running notes, but I don't have any write-up. For every topic given in the syllabus, you have, if not more, minimum 500 to 1000 word definitely will be there. It would be much higher in some other topic as well, right? So you will not need to have anything needed from any other sources. Everything is covered in detail in the classroom itself. Complete exhaustive coverage of syllabus. Second thing is, what we do, again, knowing is not enough. Again, implementing that thing in the form of answer writing practice is also necessary. Just say, if you have gun, it is insufficient if you don't know how to run or operate this gun. So having gun is not important, but more important is where and how to use it. Same way, having sociological ideas and knowledge would not be very useful until unless you know where to use that in the examination hall and how to get maximum marks out of existing knowledge. So for that reason, what we do after completion of every chapter, we will have a habit of discussing all the PYQs asked in the last 20 years in the examination from that topic, so that not only we have covered the topic, we have also ensured that we are aligned with the demand of UPSC in the previous year question. And these are discussed in the classroom after completion of every unit. This is one. For that, we have published a workbook. We will basically show you shortly. It has questions since 1989 itself. So sometime we will go beyond 20 years also. That is basically very normal for us to cover, so that we will give you a confidence that what we are reading, that is sufficiently basically covering the demand of the question in the answer. So that is second thing. Third thing is, after completion of every unit in sociology, it is followed up by some of the assignment. So since there are 25 units, again, you will get 30 assignment. So the question arises, जब unit 25 है तो assignment 30 कैसे हो गए? Why? Because we will have a separate assignment for the sociological thinker, which is unit number 4. तो जैसा मैंने बताया कि आपके पेपर 1 में 10 यूनिट्स हैं एंड पेपर 2 में 15 यूनिट्स. So it makes the number of assignment to be 25. But paper 1 में ही you will have 9 units which is having 9 assignments. But then there is a unit 4 जिसके अंदर there are 6 sociologists or social thinker which are given. And we give you a separate assignment for them. So actually 9 plus 6 comes out to be 15. So you will be having exhaustive answer writing practice. You will supposed to write those assignment and submit it after 1 week or 2 weeks depending on the time you have. So this way you will also have a hands-on experience on writing an answer to a real-time question. Now initially we'll ask you to write an answer by going through the book. Not only assignment have a question, it is giving you a page number from where you can collect the information about that question and write your answer. So initially we will have a practice of open book assignment writing, but slowly and steadily you will also realize that by opening a book and writing an answer is taking more time rather than writing in my own ways. So over a period of time you started switching toward your own basically style of writing. So this is third thing. Fourth thing is that constant evaluation. So after completing every 5 units, we will organize a classroom test which is going to be having a 10 questions. तो आपके पास 10 क्वेश्चन का एक पेपर होगा, 2 घंटे का समय होगा, 2 या 3 घंटे जैसा भी अवेलेबल टाइम होगा, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट 200 मार्क क्वेश्चन पेपर यू हैव टू सॉल्व इन द क्लासरूम. राइट, सो एक क्लास टेस्ट होगा लेकिन दैट रिक्वायर्ड सम सफिशिएंट कंटेंट टू अपीयर. तो वी हैव डन इट आफ्टर एवरी 5 यूनिट्स. तो टोटल आपके 5 क्लास टेस्ट होंगे बिकॉज यू हैव 25 units. So 5 class tests, right? So this is what we will exclusively do. After that, you will have completion of class tests also. You will have to have something called as synopsis. Because as and when days started getting passed, we started forgetting also. The one thing which differentiates human from animal is their ability to forget, and that is a blessing in disguise. Because if we started retaining every information, all of us will need to be sent to mental asylum. Because then we start remembering how many blades this fan have above us, what was the color of the building, what was the color of this basically chair. These information are redundant, we need not to remember. So we have the ability to distinguish between what is supposed to be remembered and what is supposed to be forgotten. And how do we remember things? So by going through one thing again and again. Slowly and steadily, we started recognizing each other when we are attending the session. Why? Because we are looking at each other every day. And when we do that, we started recognizing. How do we know the person who is coming to our house is our father and the person who stay in our house is mother? Because हम लोग रोज देखते हैं उनको. So same way, here also, we will have after completion of syllabus, again or during the syllabus, I will ask you to make a synopsis by giving you some ideas related to earlier units, right? If you are able to make it well and good, otherwise we will provide you in a printed form the basically synopsis. And synopsis will be a 1-page summary of entire unit, and each unit have 3 to 5 chapters, remember. So हर चीज का आपके पास एक synopsis होगा. Synopsis is a summary of entire topic in condensed in 1 page. Just by reading it, you will be in a position to appear in the test paper. So before the test paper, if you just go through the summary or synopsis, it will be sufficient to recall you what is to be written in the examination hall. And that give you immense confidence, because this synopsis are going to contain only 30 A4 size pages. So this will be the crisp notes where we use lot of acronym to make you retain so many information. So अगर आपका कल पेपर है and you have to revise entire paper in 1 day, again by having this summary note synopsis, you can revise it at least 3 to 4 times in a day. 30 पेज ही पढ़ना है आपको, and it will give you a psychological boost also, right? Along with that, we have this test series included into it. Most of the institution for unknown reason ask you to join test series separately into their program, despite you doing classes over there. Now, I strongly believe that if you have appeared in the classes, spent time in learning about the concepts in the classroom, it is my duty to at least make you competent enough to appear in test series at least once, so that you will be able to have a exclusive or exhaustive preparation. So not only you learn the topic, apply it during the class, but after the class, you'll have a test series. So since you are planning to join in the June batch, in the next June, you will be eligible for writing the test paper. If you want, you can write now also, but your syllabus is not prepared, so you will not do justice to it. And it will be included, no question asked, it will be basically part of our, you can say, program only. So it is included, in which 8 test paper will be there. 8 test paper will have 4 sectional tests and 4 full length tests. So that not only you know how to write a correct answer, but how to write a correct answer within the time frame of 3 hours. And that way you will be having a complete preparation. Along with that, what we provide to you as a material for references is only 5 books. One is what we provide you as paper 1 material. Second would be, of course, paper 2 material. So 2 booklet, and they are hardly of 280 or 270 pages. Matlab 300 pages booklet, it will not have anything which beat around the bush. It is directly addressing to the demand of question, precisely as per the syllabus. So it will be total 500 or 510 pages booklet together. Apart from that, you will be having a workbook, which I was referring to, having questions which are around 20-25 years. जितने भी previous year के questions हैं, we have accumulated them and arranged them in a topic wise manner, syllabus wise manner. So workbook एक मिलेगी आपको, पतली सी book है, इसमें question होगा. Then you will have a dictionary. Now, sociology dictionary is helpful for basically student if they are struck in some topic and they want to have a clarity or detailed understanding. So that help a lot in your answer writing as well if you have more depth description of the topic. जैसे कुछ syllabus के topic हैं, you want to know in advance. Just like an English dictionary, you want to know the meaning of a particular word. Same way, some sociological term you are troubled with, you can just open that letter in the dictionary and see that term and try to read what is given in a very simplistic form. Now dictionaries are available in market, but problem is they are all written by the Western scholars. So Indian concept is not introduced in those dictionaries. So we make sure that Indian sociological terms are also given in a very lucid manner. Explanation is followed by that. So dictionary will be provided. Apart from that, you will be getting a 5-year previous year question solved booklet. तो पिछले 5 सालों में whatever number of question has been asked in the UPSC examination, not only you will have a question for that, but also a model answer on how to write an answer on that is given in a printed form. Class में हम discuss करेंगे, 5 साल का आपको printed मिलेगा, right? So these are the things you will get which will complete your preparation, right? So that way there will be hardly anything left which is uncovered as far as examination is concerned. And that is why you will have a sense of satisfaction once you complete the topic. Our duration of entire course is going to be somewhere around 100 lectures, which may exceed to 10 or 15 depending on the basically topics or depending on the frequency of hours, right? Our frequency matches, we can do it early. If it doesn't matches, we take some 10 or 20 lecture more, right? But 100 lecture is the optimum lecture based on our previous batches completion, we can safely assume, right? So if we are starting our classes on 24th of, let's say, June, so most likely it will be wind up before 30th of November based on the past year, you can say, completion of the syllabus. So this is going to be the duration. Timing of these classes will be from 3 to 5:30 in the initial few days or maybe initial month, but slowly and steadily the basically duration keep on increasing. right? So we believe not killing instantly, but slowly. And again, you will have to have the competence to tolerate the sociology as a new topic initially for 2.5 hours. Then we will increase it to 2:45, then 3 hours, and then we will take some extra classes if you are ready for that. So we will have the basically classes from 3 p.m. to 5:30. And most likely the 30 November is the deadline. We will basically before that only cover, but safely we can cover it by 30th of November, right? So this is what we have. The fees, I am not familiar, you can ask the management what is the fees and what are the other things related to it. अब आपको कोई इसमें doubt है, so I am just opening the session for all of you to have your queries, concern and doubt. Most likely that is the reason why you are here, because everything which I have discussed earlier also, it is available on YouTube. So if you have any specific queries and concern, feel free to ask that. Let me first basically have some online student query. Welcome to all the online student. How much time syllabus need to complete? Shivendu has asked. So as I answered Shivendu, it will take somewhere around 3.5 or 4 months. So आप 24 जून से 30 नवंबर तक का टाइम ड्यूरेशन ले लीजिए, उतने में हम लोग वाइंड अप करेंगे बाय हुक और क्रुक. Why? Because we have to take care of some holidays also on special occasions. So because of that, we are going to take slightly more time. But rest assured, 100 lecture is the optimum time for completion of sociology in next years. Right? Then some other question is there. Batch timing is 3 to 5:30. Yes, yes. Will there be any answer writing? Yes. Class sociology without answer writing is not very much basically doing justice to the subject. Answer writing is a part and parcel, and once you learn the answer writing in sociology, you don't need a separate answer writing session in GS or essay or in any other examination. You start basically thinking in a structured and organized manner, right? So that is what we do in the classroom. After how many days will sociology material will get dispatched to our house? So very pertinent question. Again, if you ask your friends who have opted sociology here, we revise the material every time so that it will become very much robust and contemporary to the need of the student. So currently also we have the old material, but we don't want to give it. Again, we have updated the material and it is under the print. So most likely for online student, we might be in a position to dispatch it from institute on first week of July. And again, it might be taking 1 week time to reach to your hometown. So any time before 10th of July you can expect. Offline student will get it in the first week of July only, those who are attending the classes. One more thing which I have to mention here is that first week we are having the orientation of sociology with NCERT basically classes. So whether you are still in doldrum or dilemma to join or not, feel free to join for the first week, but problem is we can't have it on online. So this is only for offline student that they can join from 24 to 30 without having any fee basically deposit also, but there will be NCERT lecture. 1 week after that you can take up the call or you can make up your mind whether to opt for sociology or not. Kyunki 1 week is a sufficient time, you know how is the teacher in the particular subject and whether subject is liked by you or not. Suppose you take a decision not to opt for sociology. Even in that case, this 6 days will not be a waste because NCERT is anyhow beneficial for your general studies, which you have to do it on your own. So that way you can also take this opportunity if you are still under confusion. But unnecessarily do not prolong your confusion if you are very clear कि sociology ही लेना है और यहीं से पढ़ना है. So there is no point in delaying that also, right? So that is the case. Now, yes. So can you throw light on some of the syllabus or sources, right? Future available Hindi medium, it is only exclusively for Hindi medium, but yes, we use bilingual languages or bilingual approach of teaching, but again, material will be thoroughly in English. There will be no Hindi availability. So someone is asking about what are the materials to read if they want to read it by themselves. So again, there are 4 books I usually recommend for beginners who are appearing for sociology as an optional and reading it by themselves. So first is for paper 1, either you opt for George Ritzer book or you opt for Anthony Giddens book for sociology. दोनों में से कोई एक. अगर आप class ले रहे हैं, you need not to read any single page because already all these basically topics are incorporated in your material. But if you decide to take a plunge and again want to read it by your own, so again, I would recommend start with George Rai Sir. Though Anthony Giddens is also good book, but very complicated. In initial learning, you will experience, right? These books is. So George Rai Sir, Sociological Theory. For general studies only, for paper 1 only, second part is covered under your Themes and Perspective book written by Harlambus. So Harlambus is another basically book. Again, orange one is a thinner, blue one is a bulkier book, right? So for those who are opting for sociology and want to read complete sociology, they have to opt for blue books. But still, if you want to know whether I am interested to sociology subject or not, so for them orange. So if I have to recommend one book, that is the blue cover book of Harlambus, which is Themes and Perspective. So this is for paper 1. That would be sufficient for paper 1. Now for paper 2, you have either Vidyabhushan Sachdev or Society in India. दोनों में से कोई भी ले सकते हो. एक लेनी है, that is Vidyabhushan and Sachdev. If you basically believe my suggestion, this is one is a better book. Paper 2 के लिए. Paper 2 के लिए ही दूसरी book है Introduction to Indian Sociological Thought. Indian Sociological Thought is written by B.K. Nagla, or if you want an alternative option to that, there is Vinadas. So there are 4 books which I have suggested to you, starting from George Rai Sir, Sociological Theory, to Harlambus, Themes and Perspective, to Vidyabhushan and Sachdev, Fundamental of Sociology, and Indian Sociological Thought by B.K. Nagla as a reference. ये करने के बाद, again, you may refer a good book written by Mr. Nitin. Yes. So, if you are doing it by self, again, this book you can refer for complete revision. Why? Because it is a very thin book. They are explaining Karl Marx in less than 10 pages. Now, if you read it in the first go, it will not make any sense. The material will go beyond the head because they are giving a synopsis or summary view of Karl Marx, which is effective for writing answer in examination in 250 words. But it may not be very effective for understanding. But once you have learned the conception, a revision could be done very quickly with this book. And since Nitin Sangwar sir himself has qualified the examination, so that will add more credibility to the basically book as well. Probably he has used the same material. So that is very good book for quick learning of or revision of sociology. But for that, it is essential for you to read the basic concept from the standard books, right? IGNU करना है या नहीं? So I would recommend don't go for IGNU cover to cover. Rather, अगर आपको पढ़ना भी है तो selective reading करना है IGNU से. अगर आपको कोई topic ना मिले, so just type that topic on Google and search it by writing E-Gyan Kosh. So topic लिखिए, E-Gyan Kosh, IGNU लिखिए, particular booklet of IGNU will be present. And just read that booklet if you are doing it by self. Otherwise, don't go for complete reading. Otherwise, you are ready for your 5-year plan for UPSC. And we don't have time. Like self-preparation is also possible in sociology because of easy optional subject. But when you prepare something by self, it is just like if I ask you or any stranger to go to the Lal Killa in Delhi, again, they can search Lal Killa without asking anyone, walking toward different path of Delhi. 3-4 साल में तो ढूंढ ही लेंगे लाल किला वो, right? But इसी जगह पे, if they take a cab, या if they seek some advice or guidance related to direction, they can reach to their destination early. So doing coaching is just like using a matchstick or lighter to burn a basically fire or to burn a paper. Otherwise, doing itself is just like rubbing 2 stones. आग तो उससे भी लगेगी, but समय ज़्यादा लगेगा. That is what the difference is. Otherwise, you can always do it on your own. Right? Now, is there a difference between online and offline? Yes, there is a difference. One is digital, other is real. So ये difference है और तो कुछ difference नहीं. Same thing will be there. I'll be addressing the same way the queries and concern. But if it is making sense to you, it will not have much problem. Right? So this is one. Is lecture only enough for fetching? Yes. More than sufficient for doing in examination. Then can we get only notes of sociology? So again, next I is probably do not provide. I asked the management, but I am not familiar whether they send the material only to the student or not. But definitely it is available with the classroom. Right? Questions asked are simple nature. So how to to score the good marks. So Shivendu, again, that is what takes us 100 days or 100 lecture only. So when we appear in the classroom and discuss different topics, you will get to know how to tackle different questions which are addressing or demanding simple concepts also, right? But it needs some kind of rigorous practice. So studying sociology is just like learning how to drive a vehicle, yeah, learning a bicycle. Initially it will be giving you some kind of apprehension, but once you have mastered the process, you can ride in any way possible, right? So online student queries, I think I have addressed. If you have any query, feel free to ask. Hanji sir. Yes, so every topic has a contemporary issue, right? So we will connect that contemporary issue with the syllabus only. Apart from that, we will also ensure कि जब भी आपका mains होगा, we will make a booklet of current affair related to the topic. जैसे this year, student, we will make a telegram group for that. Since last 4 or 5 years, we are doing that. And in the month of last week of August, again, we will have a current affair booklet exclusively for sociology optional student. And this current affair will be having a syllabus wise topic which were in news, so that you need not to search it on your own and just use it in your examination, copy pasting it into particular topic and question. So that we'll do after the class also, as long as you are not into the final list of selected candidate. In the classroom, definitely we will discuss anything which is contemporary or related to current affair in news. Jesse, when we discuss marriage, definitely it is going to be important when we discuss the same-sex marriage issue, which is recently under Supreme Court jurisdiction also, right? Though they have given a judgment, but what it is all about, right? So that is part of our discussion. Any other query? Hanji sir. Overlap part again is going to be like this. If you say, so let me show you the entire slide once so that you will get a idea about entire topic of discussion. So as I mentioned, our approach is going to be following the acronym BOSSY, right? So BOSSY mein I stand for your basically interest. So interest in the subject, then all the other part. So interest के लिए you will have some basically topics to read about that, and then basically your syllabus and success. So success rate में हमने ये वाला data देखा था. Then we have syllabus, third point BOSSY में syllabus का हमने देखा 25 units we have already provided you, so you can go through that syllabus. One way is to describe every topic in advance to you. But then anyhow we are going to do that when we take the classes, right? So first thing is to make up our mind whether we want to have a sociology or not. Otherwise this discussion of syllabus in the orientation session, I don't see any sense to this, right? So this is one, all this syllabus. Then we have discussed about the overlap in GS paper. So how many topics explicitly the sociology optional subject overlap with GS? So explicitly if I tell, GS paper में entire 9 topics given in social issues. उसके अलावा the world history topic of Renaissance, it is part of our discussion in modernity and social change and emergence of sociology in Europe. French Revolution is also part of it. American and Industrial Revolution are part of it. In fact, these things only created turbulence in European society, which need to be studied. And in 1838 there was emergence of 1839 there was emergence of sociology. So this topic is covered. Similarly, political philosophies which are part of your GS paper 1 world history, communism क्या है, socialism क्या है, capitalism क्या है, Karl Marx ने इन्हीं के बारे में बात की है. So that is what we will have a detailed coverage and how they are affecting on the society. तो ये पूरा paper 1 का part overlap. Again, ये social issues है, 9 topics जो हैं social issue के directly in the sociology only. Paper 2 में we will have along with social justice part, welfare schemes, mechanism, institutions, law and bodies, then issues relating to poverty and hunger, again issues relating to health, education, human resource. ये तो है ही. इसके अलावा pressure group is there in syllabus. If you just open the syllabus, unit number 7, politics and society, you will find a topic called as pressure group. Paper 1 में भी मिलेगा, paper 2 में भी मिलेगा. Pressure group दिख रहा है उसमें? Pressure group civil society, and it is also in your GS or paper 2. पॉलिटी वाले में जीएस पेपर 2 में ये है, तो आपका प्रेशर ग्रुप इसमें हम लोग कवर कर लेंगे. एंड देयर रोल इन द पॉलिटी, फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल एसोसिएशन एंड देयर रोल इन द बेसिकली पॉलिटी. ये आपका जो सोशल जस्टिस का सोसाइटी का टॉपिक है, दैट इज ऑल्सो देयर. Again, you will have civil services in democracy, it is also given in the syllabus. Then डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस एंड डेवलपमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज, एनजीओ, एसएचजी, वेरियस सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप, तो ये पॉलिटी में ही आपका डिटेल कवरेज में है. सिविल सोसाइटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लिखा होगा वहां पे, तो ये सारे उसी के अंदर आ जाते हैं. सिविल सोसाइटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड इंटरेस्ट ग्रुप के अंदर आ जाते हैं, एंड प्रेशर ग्रुप के अंदर आ जाते हैं. तो दैट इज कवर्ड ओवर देयर. सो दिस इज व्हाट ओवरलैप इन द पेपर 2. देन इफ यू सी पेपर 3 ओवरलैप, सो पेपर 3 में देयर इज लैंड रिफॉर्म इन इंडिया इन जीएस पेपर 3. And if you see paper 2 syllabus of sociology, again you will find agrarian and social transformation. Uske andar, if I tell you precisely, you will find the topic of land reform. So if you just see in the topic which is your rural and agrarian social structure का topic है, unit number 3 है, paper 2 का unit 3, उसमें आपको मिल जाएगा लैंड रिफॉर्म. ये आपके जीएस पेपर 3 का पार्ट है. यूनिट नंबर 3 ऑफ पेपर 2 सोशल स्ट्रक्चर में रूरल एंड एग्रेरियन सोशल स्ट्रक्चर, लास्ट टॉपिक इज लैंड रिफॉर्म. लैंड रिफॉर्म इज देयर. देन कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव डेवलपमेंटल इश्यूज इमर्जिंग फ्रॉम इट. सो लैंड रिफॉर्म से रिलेटेड जितने इशू हैं, इफ यू ओपन द बुक वी हैव कवर्ड दैट कि व्हाट आर द इश्यूज इमर्जिंग आउट ऑफ लैंड रिफॉर्म, राइट, बिकॉज दिस इज इम्प्लिसिट टॉपिक. डेवलपमेंट एंड स्प्रेड ऑफ एक्सट्रीमिज्म एंड नक्सलिज्म, सो दीज आर कवर्ड अंडर द लास्ट टॉपिक डेवलपमेंटल इश्यूज, challenges of social transformation. If you see the unit number 15, इसमें लिखा है crisis of development. विकास से जो basically crisis हुआ है वो, तो उसके अंदर we will discuss displacement, environmental problem and sustainability. Along with that ethnic conflict. That is how we will cover Naxalism and extremism. और मार्क्स में भी हम कवर करते हैं कि how Marxism is different from Maoism. So Naxalism is a part of Maoism only. Then changes in the industrial policy and impact of liberalization on the economy and their outcome and industrial growth. So if you open the chapter industrialization and urbanization, unit number 11, last page, again you will find this topic, industrial policy and how is it impacted on society, is covered through evolution of modern industries in India. So that way general studies paper 3 topic is covered. General studies paper 4 has many human values and ethical basically terminologies. So when we discuss the Renaissance, when we discuss French Revolution, when we discuss the Enlightenment period of Europe, we come across many sociologists and the thinkers whose ideas has built up on the transformation in society which are directly given in ethics. Whether it is Voltaire, whether it is Montesquieu, whether it is Karl Marx, whether it is Rousseau, whether it is other scholars like Locke or other, basically they are all covered, right? Similarly, we have utilitarianism in our syllabus. So we will cover that idea as an economic idea, which help in launching of industrial revolution, and that is also given in the ethics topic. So most of the things which we will be covering, Gandhi ji ka idea, Dr. Ambedkar idea, there is a detailed discussion on their caste idea. So we will have coverage about it. Jainism, Buddhism are covered in the unit number 8, which is religion and society. So if you see the chapter religion and society of paper 1 as well as religion and society in paper 2 as well of unit number 8 in both paper, we will cover that. So काफी सारे ideas आप देखोगे is directly available in the sociology, right? And guidance material तो obviously I have discussed with you, right? इसके अलावा कोई query? Any? No. Nitin Sangwan hai actually. Singhania is for I think art and culture. So that we will already providing a material. We will not rely on. This is for those who are doing it by self, right? So that would be also a conflict of interest if we started promoting his book in our class, right? So that is the case. Any other query? Done? Haji. Correct. 11th और 12th की NCERT 4 ही NCERT एक्चुअली पूरी सोशियोलॉजी से रिलेटेड. तो एनसीईआरटी के बजाय आप ऑरेंज रंग की हल्लम बस पढ़ोगे तो ज्यादा बेटर क्लैरिटी आएगी, क्योंकि एनसीईआरटी आर वेरी बेसिकली सुपरफिशियली रिटन इन सोशियोलॉजी टॉपिक. बट अगर आप हल्लम बस पढ़ोगे तो आपको प्रिसाइजली समझ में आएगा कि दिस टॉपिक मेक सेंस टू मी और नॉट. तो हल्लम बस कौन सी पढ़ना है? इफ यू वांट टू जज योर इंटरेस्ट, that is orange cover, which is 580 page book, and 580 you can do it in 10 days if you want to cover, if you want to read cover to cover, but within 5 units only you'll get to know okay, whether these topics are making sense to me or bouncing from my mind. So that is what you can do. Why not? Why not? The classroom is for designed for that reason only. Because everything which I am going to discuss is available on YouTube. So why you are attending or spending your time, energy and your resources is because you want some kind of hand holding initially, and that could be only possible when you are crystal clear with your topics. So definitely you are supposed to ask as many questions as possible, and I'll be happy to address that, because if you ask a question, maybe it is not just your question, it is question of entire class. Some are having the courage to ask, some reluctant to ask in the classroom to save themselves from any undue embarrassment. So I would be very happy to welcome your doubts and queries that will help in further clarification of topic. Don't worry on that part. That is part of our discussion. Right? Any other query? Hanji. If you want to write, we will make it available this year also. But once you appear in this year, again, first thing is you will not be getting it in the next year. It is only one time. And dusra, even if you write the test paper this year, every time we change, like the material if we are changing, definitely we are changing the test series. And test series will take up the contemporary issues also in the questions. So you may not get that benefit if you are basically appearing this year. But we are happy, हमारा तो बना हुआ है, so we have to just allow you, so it will be more beneficial to us, but may not be as beneficial to you. तो जून में लिखने का फायदा ये होता है कि in the month of September only you are appearing the examination. So that time you will have a warm up before an examination for writing optional paper. So that way it is beneficial, but otherwise we are very happy and open the test paper for everyone who want to write it earlier. That is perfectly okay. Because evaluation is done by me, and in the month of November there are a lot of time to get evaluation. In June we are running short of time. So again, because there are many students who are writing test paper. Right? So any other query, or shall we wind up the session? So thank you everyone for joining us. Hopefully this session would have benefited you to make a clear decision. We are going to start our first session on 24th of June with the NCERT topics of our basically 11th and 12th grade. So if you have make up your mind, you can join the session or you can join the optional. Otherwise also you are most welcome to join the session from 24th onwards. Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Class will be conducted initially for 10-15 days at IPL Center nearby Karol Bagh Metro Station for initial 2 weeks as what they have promised, because there is some renovation work going on. Right? Once it is done, it will be conducted in the building adjacent to Colmet Hospital. That is what I have the information, but rest assured कि few weeks, that is 2 weeks initially, will be in the IAPL Center in front of Karol Bagh. Right? So thank you all for joining. Wish you all the good luck for your preparation. Haji. Yes, but that is not foundation course. Advanced course is where we will have a 10-year previous year question discuss, an entire revision of sociology through a summary format. No, if you have completed the foundation, it might benefit, but again, if you have not done anywhere any sociological topic, then it will not make sense, rather it will be a burden only. So वहाँ पे हम क्या कराएंगे, उसमें टेस्ट सीरीज इंक्लूडेड है, उसमें आपके समरी बुकलेट है, जैसे आपको एक यहाँ पे जो आपको ये बुक्स बताई हैं, इसके अलावा एक प्रिंट आउट मिलेगा आपको जिसमें पेपर 1 की पूरी समरी होगी 100 पेजेस में. ये समरी है, सिनॉप्सिस अलग है, समरी अलग है. तो पेपर 1 की समरी और पेपर 2 की समरी यू विल आल्सो गेट इन एडवांस कोर्स. Along with that, a basically complete discussion of 25 minutes in 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 घंटे का 1 यूनिट, तो मतलब 10 घंटे का उसमें सेशन है. एंड 10-year previous year questions were discussed in classroom in basically manner which is real time, and along with that test series included. So advanced courses for those who are already our student or done sociology somewhere else. Classes will be conducted, but again it will be primarily based on PYQ based solution. मतलब we will only discuss those areas which are asked in the examination. It will not be anyhow substitute to foundational course. हाँ जी. No, optional subject in next IS are having a dedicated time of 3 to 5:30, and no other GS classes are conducted during this time. So if you are a student of next IS General Studies, there is no chance that there will be a overlap of the classes. But yes, if you are doing it somewhere else, so then you have to make a adjustment over there for the classes. If there is a clash going on, so you can join online also, or you can request the other institution to give you another batch in their general studies, whichever way possible. There will be no conflict. You have to just walk to like 5 minutes for Colmet Hospital. So it will not take much time, I am assuming. And classes of general studies probably have a timing up to 2:30. And our class will start at 3. So I think matlab, you have to manage. And usse kya hoga? You will also get a basically habit of sitting in the classroom for 6 hours long, for the reason that that same thing you have to do in UPSC mains paper. So that will also help in that way. And it is just matter of 3.5 months. So you can, I am assuming, will be able to do that. Nearby, walking distance only. It will take hardly 10 minutes while walking. And if you are having some vehicle, so it will take much lesser time. Right? So thank. See, two things are there. One is the horizontal dimension coverage, other is a vertical dimension coverage. So when we discuss a topic in optional, we deep down basically dwell into depth of that topic. But when it is covered in the society part, we want to cover as many areas as possible. So वहाँ पे horizontal coverage ज़्यादा होगा. So we might be discussing with you the caste system, but not in that detail what we covered in optional subject. So yes, you need to attend if you want to, otherwise you can skip also, because in depth we have already covered. Correct. This will be just overlap only. It will be for a quick revision, you can join, otherwise there is no need. Lectures will be available online for next 3 days, which we have done in the previous batch also. If you attend the classes offline, it will be given to you as an online access for 3 days. So if some reason or some issues like rainfall, untimely, these days are happening, so you can watch the live session online and it will be there on your portal for 3 days, right? After that, it will be less. If you have some other things like health issues or other for which you could not attend, then you have to approach the digital team and they will allow you to access, but it will be for particular duration only. And every class will be there for 3 days only. यही वाले बैच का लाइव रहेगा. If you join here, no, year में 2 बैच होते हैं. So if somehow you miss some of the topic, like some of our student who will be sitting with all of you are previous batch student, due to prelims examination, they have taken exemption in the previous batch, so they can join. You can join as many time as possible, as long as you are not in the final list, you are always welcome to attend the session. Second batch in the form of this, in the month of December. But if you have a target of 2025, it's my earnest request to join in June, because after the December month, prelims pressure started mounting and you will not able to do justice to 2 lectures. One is GS and other is option. And my experience suggests majority of the student. So if 200 students are sitting in classroom, 150 will request me that we will do it in next batch. Why? Because prelims, they have to focus more. So that is what I would request. If you have some basically goal for 2025 prelims, feel free to join only in the June month, whichever option you take, because then only you will be able to complete on timely basis. Right? Shall we find out? Okay, okay. Take care. Good luck, bye.